Everyone. I just want to make a trigger warning before we get into today's discussion. I will be talking about some of the abuse in Hillsong. I won't go into full details. I just wanted to give you a heads up before you start listening to the discussion on my podcast or if you're watching this on my YouTube channel. So I'll be trying to make this clean. So I may be saying some interesting thing. I do say corn awards and you can't say the other word on YouTube. What I mean by corn awards is women that unwrap their candy bars. Yes. So that's why, if you're confused, that's the reasoning. I don't want to use any language or explicit things, so I'm gonna try to make this clean as possible. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy the video. Welcome to my channel, Hey JB Chats 824. My name is Jeremiah, and today we're gonna be talking about the unfair standards that Semler faces in the Christian music industry. Today I'll be talking about Semler. If you're not familiar with her, Semler is a Christian music artist who is queer, who is married to a woman. You may recognize her for her podcast Under Our Roof with her wife Elizabeth, or for the documentary series she made called State of Grace on YouTube. She has released projects called Preacher's Kid and Late Bloomer, which were both #1 albums in the Christian charts from Billboard in the same year, 2021. She hasn't gotten a nomination in the Dove Awards, Billboard Christian Awards, or even in the K-Love Awards. In an interview with Baptist News Global, Semler wanted to be invited to the Dove Awards for her success, even though she had a successful project. Semler is still not invited to the Dove Awards that were taking place on October 18th. Dove Awards are for Christian artists that celebrate their accomplishments. You may have recognized them for being under fire. Kurt Franklin's speech talking about black issues and talking about police brutality. This is not the first time they have done it, which led him to do a boycott on the Dove Awards, and other artists followed. I'll be listening to things why people do not like her, but I will be having a response for them to show the double standards and the flaws for the reason for not liking her. The first reason people say do not support her is she's gay and married woman. The Bible has been misused for a lot of things, like slavery, abuse, and for many terrible things. But did you know that the Bible didn't have the word homosexuality until 1946? The writers made a mistranslation in the Bible. The people who were writing about the Bible didn't have the right wording, the knowledge not to lump homosexuality with men who abuse boys. I will show you some examples of what it was. In the original text, it was, man shall not lie with young boys as he does with a woman, for it is abomination. There's a bunch of other verses that have that. And they tried translating the word arsenicoitai to homosexuality. But although it was a mistake, it was corrected to sexual predators in the Revised Standard Version in 1971. But the damage has already been heavily done with the word homosexuality appearing in most translations of the Bible. And hopefully people will be able to realize that was a mistranslation. But this is not the only thing that was edited in the Bible. Even Jesus' words were edited, and stories were edited in the Bible. For example, John 8 verse 1 through 11 didn't appear into the Bible until the 4th century. If you're not familiar with this verse, the story is about how a woman was accused of adultery, and the priests wanted to trick Jesus into saying, who should we obey, Moses' laws or you? And Jesus had a clever way of answering their question. He said, may the first one who's committed sin throw the first stone. And they all sang, so they walked away. If you don't believe me, Mike Winger, who said this, it's not original story in the Gospel of John. The second reason people do not like Semler is because she swears. When people say she swears, there's a lot of context of the lyrics that she has in her songs. Semler is showing her emotions and pain and struggling as a queer woman who believes in God. And there's been other Christian artists that swear, like Kanye West. In a song called Father Stretch Out Your Hand, which is in his gospel album, it says, "Now if I F this model, and then she just bleached her a-hole, and I get bleach on my t-shirt, I'ma feel like a-hole." And he has also performed his gospel album at the Corn Awards show. And I don't know why he would have this. He had a half-naked lady on his gospel music album cover, which it really isn't Christian to me, but I don't know. But he had other people who were on it, like Kurt Franklin, who was a major gospel artist, big in the gospel scene. And then he followed it up with Jesus is King. Kanye West had nominations from the Dove Awards and from the Grammys. If Kanye West is able to get Dove Awards nominations in the Christian Grammy categories and also win, which I have to say, it did not have any swearing, why can't Summer do it also? Preacher's Kid did have some explicit language, but she followed up with Late Bloomers EP, which went #1 with no swearing. And there's been other Christian artists that have had swearing in their music, like Chance the Rapper. Chance the Rapper was recently featured on a song with Vince Mensa called Swish, and this was his verse on the song. He says this: "Make sun shake for me, stop playing B, fair trade, you get a purse," which is really interesting because Chance the Rapper is able to go headline Christian festivals, even though every album that he has a parental advisory warning. Justin Bieber has made songs with Evolution Worship, and in the song Peaches, he has called his wife a bad A-E. I'm not judging, I'm just kind of showing that as an example. And then another Christian music group called King's Kaleidoscope, in their song A Prayer, uses the F word. It says, "Well, I waste inside the silence where the fear is effing violent." Fern, who's a Christian rapper, said this in a song called Who Am I? "Cause I never forget from where I've done came. It's a blank shame." He used the D-A-M-N word. And in another song, Paris Cariz and What Up RG, is a song called Slept With Her Demons. What Up RG says, "How the H." And in another song, What Up RG says, called My Space, "I'll be blank if I let depression out." And in another song, What Up RG had Froggy Raw, who was featured on it, called Praise, he says the H word. And these artists still have support of their fan base, which is really interesting. And I don't know why people criticize Semler for doing those things, but other artists that are actually Christians do the same thing. Another reason why people may not like her is she uses the Lord name in vain, which is true. She has said the word God blank in a song in Preacher's Kid, but there's many other Christian artists that have used the Lord's name in vain. In What Up RG's song featuring 1K View, there's a verse that they say called Drip Lead. It says, "Gotta be God, who is gotta be Jesus. Come on, gotta be God, got to be Jesus. Yeah, oh my God, oh my, gotta be Jesus on God, gotta be God. Yeah, it's gotta be Jesus." And in Lecrae's song Only Human, he says, "Oh my God, how I beat the odds, how I beat the charge, oh my God." Also in Kanye West's song called On God, he says, "Oh my God." I point these things out not to judge these artists, just to show the double standards. And another reason why people don't support Semler, they will say supporting her is supporting sin. Even though I explained the Bible mistranslation of the word homosexuality, you may not be convinced of what I told you. Let's just say your view is right. Let's talk about this scandals on Hillsong. Hillsong is known for making popular songs like Ocean, Where My Feet May Fail. Hillsong has many allegations of abusing women, and the founder of the church, Frank Houston, has abused children. Shows like 60 Minutes have exposed the abuse of women and children, and there's been documentaries like the Hillsong, the Mega Church Exposed, that expose the truth about Hillsong. Also, even in the new documentary called The Secrets of Hillsong, exposed even more secrets that Hillsong was trying to hide. How they abuse women, children, and force people to serve long hours without even getting paid. And there's even more darker secrets with Frank Houston and Brian Houston. And Brian Houston, who is the son of Frank Houston, has admitted that his father has abused a child. But churches still buy the rights to sing their songs on Sunday like nothing is wrong. Which is worse, being gay or supporting a business that abuses children and women? But people look over it. There's even artists that have been divorced, like Israel Houghton, Fred Hammond, and Dietrich Haddon. Dietrich Haddon has gotten divorced and gotten remarried. And there is verses that say, like Matthew 5:31 through 32, and Matthew 19 verse 9, that doesn't support divorce and also doesn't support getting remarried to a different person. And my question is supporting their music a sin too, or are we supporting sin? Because divorce is not a thing you're supposed to do. And then especially Dietrich Haddon, he got remarried. And this video is not about, or if you listen to the audio version, about clapping back or trying to, act like I'm better. If you don't like Semler's music, that is fine. But don't criticize people for liking her music, and stop with this, oh, she does this, that's why I don't really like her. Just stop lying. Just say what it is, why you don't like it. Stop making excuses. And thank you guys for listening to this. If you're listening to the audio version, thank you for listening. If you're watching the video version, thank you for watching. And make sure you subscribe on my YouTube channel, Hey JB's Chats 824, and I'll be releasing the audio version on Chats with Two Dyslexics. And if you want to have more information, if you want to have like the footnotes and information, where did I get this from, is in the description. I got some of it from God is Gray, the mistranslations of 1946, and I've got some information by the podcast called Believe It or Not, and there's been other links to other documentaries and things that I have watched. And thank you guys for viewing this, and see ya.